Hello everybody, welcome back to Wallaby Racing League. We are here tonight for tier number 1 at the beautiful Saudi Arabian Grand Prix circuit at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Let's pull up Twitch. And Oxchillo has already received himself a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Mr. ZK. That is a great start. And they're absolutely racing each other out of the... What am I watching? That's so grainy. 30 minutes followers only mode. Damn. I don't know if the microphone's good. It's... Let's have a listen. Oh, it's so goofy, but it's fine. We can also enhance the quality if we need. It's Maxi Boy. What now? Should I turn the mic down? The volume down? I don't know. If I need to turn it down or not. What do you think? What now? Enhance the quality. Alright, let's go to settings. I don't know if it'll... Let's do a little bit of bitrate enhancing. There we go. We'll go to 1500 instead and see if that's any better. I don't know. I don't want it to also crap out the lag out the stream. Okay, that works. I don't know if that's going to fix it now or when it finishes the actual thing, but we'll just give it a crack. I've enhanced the bitrate, so we'll see. We have a very small grid tonight, unfortunately, and there's not much we can do. This is the best we can do. Graphics-wise, I also cannot really do much unless we can do some in-game graphics changes, but I don't want to mess up my game while I'm streaming. We'll just have to live with it, but first time doing comms in a little while, so it's good to be back. And we've got only a few teams actually have full drivers. Actually, I think everyone in here is just... Yeah, every team's full except for Ferrari with one, and then you've got all the other ones that aren't doing so well. Unfortunately, we do not have a lot of drivers. We've hit the classic end of season number shortage. So, championship-wise, we do have Meowsy leading the championship. Hello, Hunter. How are we? Hope you're having a fantastic evening. S10 goes fastest, sets the benchmark so far with a 1:27.685. We'll see who goes faster. It's Oxchillo with the 26.459. I think he is also accepting that he's starting at the back, I think. He did get a penalty. The 5-place grid pen, but at the same time he's also... Oh, we got predictions! Oh, scenes! Campbell Adams has gone fastest, so... Let's have a look at our what now predictions. He is ready. So P1 ZK, P2 Oxchillo. It's a brother 1-2. Then we got Campbell in third. P4 Jammy, P5 Ryan. Who's Ryan? Oh yes, Ryan. P6 Cooper. P7 Jazz10. And P8 Left for Dead. P9 Sammy. P10 Fat Cat. P11 Pop Top. P12 will be... Oh, we don't have a P12. Yeah, best comms Maxi Boy of the week. Okay. And 5 DNFs. Why so little? And happy it's Maxi here finally. What's so little? Oh, the grid. Yeah. So Meowsy goes fastest. He's done a 25.9. Which, by the way, the overall league lap record can be broken tonight, I believe. Let's pull it up right now on my phone. Saudi Arabia, Gregory Prisball has the lap record of 1:25.901 set back in Season 6 on F1 23. And Meowsy is not far away from breaking that. So... It can be done tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Will one of these drivers break the all-time league lap record at this track? So Alpine, they have, I believe, after this race, can wrap up the championship. They've pretty much got it for certain. Now, we don't know, drivers-wise, sorry. Yeah, they've got like 180 point lead over our McLaren. So they have pretty much locked it in done tonight. But the championship in the drivers is still very much close between Mousy Gaming, Fat Cat, and Left 4 Dead. Just 31 points separate those three. And Left 4 Dead finds himself on the back foot. But someone's got to win it. And these two Alpine drivers are going to go head to head tonight, I'm sure, as well as Left 4 Dead. Everyone is not going to back down. And I think Campbell will help out. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Also, overalls is still on the line. You've got the likes of Alpine, Williams, and McLaren that are very much in the hunt for the overalls title. I think that's all. That's just about it. It's just that top three that's been the closest, and then there's a fairly solid gap towards third or fourth and fifth, etc. So, as Fat Cat has done it, provisional pole, and the lap record is officially broken. Season 6 lap record gone. It has been broken by none other than Fat Cat Batman. Maxi Boy Official, hello Mr. ZK, how are we? You need to get back in your car, you're on an outlap. What are you doing? Is that 67 bits? My goodness. Fat Cat is a nerd. JJ. I hope I don't have like a... Oh dear! That is a smack and a half with the ball. I hope he doesn't have any damage. That is a fairly big whack of the rear end of the car for Fat Cat, but I think he'll get out of it this time. Yes, you can get my drinking ASMR. I think my mic's a bit louder than it should be, but that's right. We'll give you the oof and hoof like quality from last night, because that was pretty much ASMR, just his voice itself. So you can now get absolutely blessed every time you hear me take a sip of my water. Alright, Mr. ZK, lock in on this lap. Here we go. We're going to go on board with a hot lap with Mr. ZK and around the streets of Saudi Arabia. So coming down the main straight towards turn 1. Burns about 85% battery then. Hard braking here. Easy to lock up. And down to third gear. Flicking the car through, and then on the exit. Want to burn just a nice little bit of battery and then get up in the gears. This is a very easy corner to mess up. But the margin can be so small and time can be found so easily here. It's basically just risk everything in qualifying through that corner. Absolutely foot flat to the floor. A little bit of a lift though is required, and Mr. ZK has learnt that, unfortunately, the hard way, spinning round. And that is his lap done and dusted. That is a shame. That is a real shame. Is there a little bit of lag going on? No, there's not. We're all good. So Campbell's about to start a lap. Oxchillo is on a lap as well. And he's going to come to the line now. He's actually a 10th up, but he's never mind, he's going into the pit, so he's backed out. I think he's lost a bit of time. So we'll see what Meowsy can do. Championship leader going into this race. He's got a few points gap ahead of his teammate, but it's got to come to a point where both drivers are going to have to start duking it out, and they're going to start fighting in the races. And I have been disconnected. Lovely. But the stream's still fine. So, yeah, stream's fine. We've just been disconnected. That's fine, we'll come back. Yeah, it's a little annoying that's going to do that, but it's fine. We can easily get back in because I've got a lefty added on. Oh, everyone DC'd. So what's happened there then? We might need a lobby restart. Let's have a look. If I plug my wheel monitor, oh shoot, PC is dying. Now close out on the 5 card grid. How feels that 400 pace? What is going on? Yeah, lobby's been cooked. We will have to. Yep, lobby restart. All right, we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Took a little bit, but we have sorted out the issues. It was just a lobby issue. And we had to restart the lobby, a fresh one. But we are back and we're doing one-shot quali, so be very, very exciting. I don't think it's ZK's fault. Mr. What now? But one-shot quali will decide, which means Fat Cat's lap record does not count. So that's a shame, but we're gonna get started. This is gonna be hard to watch, so I guess we'll just watch right on board with like an Alpine or a lefty or something like that. I don't really know. We can do Fat Cat or Meowsy or Left for Dead, Oxchillo. Yes, one-shot quali to decide the order. So pressure's on. Pressure is most certainly on here for pole. Who will it be? How will this affect What Now's predictions? I guess we're watching Oxchillo, so let's have a look then. So the lap starts right now. Let's get the telemetry up. See who's going to be already immediately on the fly. Yeah, we can watch Left for Dead. Because he's currently P3 at the moment, but it's a tussle between Campbell Adams and Meowsy at the moment. A little bit of time lost there from Lefty. We'll watch Fat Cat now through here. Getting onto the power very quickly. Max throttle. And he's still third place at the moment. We'll see Campbell Adams through here. It's got to be close and tight between these top two at the moment. But we just don't know. But Campbell Adams now has dropped behind the second Alpine. There's a touch of the wall. That will be invalidated. So Campbell is out of it then. He's out of the hunt. It's now between the two Alpines to see who can get pole position here in Jeddah. And unfortunately for Campbell Adams, he will be starting at the back. Fat Cat versus Meowsy through the final corner. It looks like it's going to be Meowsy and Left for Dead to take P3. Oxchillo will just hold on to P... Oh, and he stopped. What's he doing? He's decided he's going to start last. Oxchillo, what are we doing? No, it's all good. This is the guy who's going to win the race. You watch. So that is qualifying, and it is an Alpine 1-2 with Left for Dead close behind in third. So let's see how this race will unfold. Very close between these top two. Only 200ths separate them. They have been the team to beat this whole season in Tier 1. So between Alpine and McLaren, they've just been so close together. Sammy in fourth as well. Close behind. Oxchillo is actually going to be right there, but he's decided he's going to start from the back. So let's see how that goes. Along with Campbell Adams, these two quick guys starting at the back, we will see what they can do in this race. Alrighty. Let's get ready to go. Yeah, no, fair enough. From stock shadow. Here we go. The third last Yachts by a Maxi. What does that mean? Third last race of the season. All to play for. Championship is winnable. Alpine can win the Constructors tonight. It is pretty much locked in. But let's see who is going to take the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. 5 red lights are on. And we are underway for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's a good start there from both Alpines. It looks like Fat Cat got the better launch than his teammate, most certainly. And it's on the inside. Sammy with a big dive. He gets ahead of Lefebvre. Very, very aggressive from the Williams driver, but he does get ahead of the McLaren. So it is Fat Cat who leads from Meowsy in second. It's third for Sammy, fourth for Lefebvre. Pop Top Bongo finds himself in fifth with Ryan Adair in 6th, JS10 7th, ZK 8th, and Oxcello up to 9th as Campbell Adams as well, both immediately getting past the Mercedes of Cooper. Tyres, they're all on mediums. It looks like it's going to be a pretty simple strategy tonight. Medium hard, it will probably be the way to go. But it is immediately Fat Cat who is ahead of his teammate and in the lead. Got the dream start that he wanted, especially if he wants to beat his teammate in the championship. He's got to have a perfect race today. So Sammy finds himself in third place then. Great start. I believe it's getting close to Campbell Adams behind Oxcello. Will he go for a dive? No. Ryan thinks about it on Pop Top, but does not do anything about it. So Fat Cat in the lead of this race then. 25 laps ahead of the drivers tonight. And Tier1 and ZK getting past Oxcello. These two going side by side. Oh, they're going to go side by side into turn 4. ZK will back out of it as Oxcello will hold on. As there's a bit of a bump there. As the drivers collide, it's getting a little bit hairy between the two brothers. But I believe Oxcello has got himself out of that unscathed and now up into 8th place. I'm sure Campbell will try to follow him quite shortly, but at the moment the positions will stay the same. Will we see anything different in terms of strategy? I believe it's medium hard. Position gains quite a few off the start. Left for Dead is looking like he wants to close in, but he's not going to be able to. Sammy is closing in on these two Alpines. Will he try to force an overtake? I'm sure he will soon, but at the moment, these two out in front just managing their battery well. As we see in the back, it's Campbell Adams trying to make a move on ZK as he goes very, very deep. And that will allow the McLaren to go through as Cooper now puts ZK under a little bit of pressure then. But he won't be able to make anything of it, will Cooper the bot. So he goes very, very wide there. But back, we'll look at our position changes. Fat Cat up 1. Meowsy did lose 1. As he's up past Oxcello as Campbell Adams. He made the move and he's now up into 8th place. So Oxcello is up 1, but Campbell is up 3 overall. And Jay Hastan is going to make the most of a bit of a slide there from Ryan Adair, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything of it at the moment. So positions will stay the same for the meantime as Fat Cat drops a little further ahead. Sammy getting very, very close here. Is he going to go for an overtake? Yes, he is. Down the inside. Goes Sammy. Makes the lunge into the final corner. Now he's going to burn the battery. He's got a lot of battery to burn compared to the Williams of Sammy, but he will have the straight line speed. And will he have the bravery to go for a potential overtake? He will not. But Meowsy had to brake later to go in order to go defensive. But that will work for him. Pop Top Bongo on the attack and gets past Left 4 Dead, who has disconnected from the lobby. Massive blow for Left 4 Dead. We'll get him back in. Okay, I don't mean to spam it, but Left 4 Dead is being disconnected from the lobby, which could be absolutely detrimental to his championship hopes. I've sent him an invite, so hopefully he does get back in, but hopefully that doesn't mess up the lobby too much as the host is left. And I don't know if it will, but if it does, then it is what it is. There's not much we can do. So he's back. So he's only down to 10th. We'll see if he can make his way back through the field. But yeah, lobby's fine, so it should be okay. If we have any issues, we'll sort it out, but we shall continue. So Pop Top Bongo now up into 4th with Ryan in 5th. Now I know obviously with the only 11 drivers it's a small grid, but it does give chances to the drivers that aren't normally in these high positions to score some big points. Sammy could get himself a podium. I believe, I don't know if he's got many podiums this season or any at all. Let's have a look at the stats. Wallaby tier 1, season 10. Podiums, it is. Sammy has got none. Campbell's on 3. Like, none of these guys have scored points, but in terms of championship standings, it is only 6 points, I believe. Yeah, 6 points between the top 2, which means if Fat Cat wins, he will take the lead of the championship. But Sammy dropping back big time, 1.8 seconds is the gap to those top 2 guys. And Left 4 Dead has dropped down to 10th. So we'll see Oxcello and Campbell, are they able to make their way further up the field? We are in a big DRS train at the moment. Lap 6, less than 20 laps to go. Dad joke, oh dear. I'm not good at these. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? Not good at this, but we'll just go. Give me... Oh, that one makes sense. Okay, this is just corny, but no, I'm not saying that. What did the grape do when he got stepped on? He let out a little whine. Very funny. I know. Anyway. So Pop Top has gotten past Sammy. While trying to read a dad joke, I've missed the overtake. And so now Pop Top is up in the third place. Into the podium positions. I must say these two are in another league of their own at the moment. As Left 4 Dead is now plotting an overtake on ZK. Will he be able to get it done? He's going to try and force it around the outside. He's got the Red Bull of JS10 kind of in the way. So these two teammates working together as Left 4 Dead is going to try and squeeze his way through the middle of them. We're going to go 3 wide down the main straight. It's ZK versus JS10 versus Left 4 Dead. And Left 4 Dead swings it around the outside and pulls off a very good move to get past the pair of them. ZK doing a brilliant job to defend, but in the end it was no good to defend from Left 4 Dead, who now moves up into 8th place as Campbell Adams and Oxchillo did get past Ryan Adair. So they're now up into 5th and 6th in a hot pursuit of Pop Top Bongo, who has also been re-overtaken by Sammy. So it's heating up at the moment. Things. Only one penalty so far. It is from Cooper. He's 7 seconds back with a 3-second penalty, but I don't think he'll be complaining too much. He is getting points either way, guaranteed at the end of the day, as Left 4 Dead now gets past Ryan down the main straight. So pulls past and ahead. Now up into 7th as he looks to get back to the DRS range of Oxchillo. So even with the disconnect, he hasn't dropped back too far. And now we'll close in, trying to regain those places back to where he was. Meanwhile, out in front, not much has changed. These two are just sitting clear ahead and in their own race. Just minding their own business out in front. As we have their first pit stop, Oxchillo. What have you done? Try to go back onto it. I think he's... I hope he hasn't got damage from that. But he's locked up. Locked the rears massively. And smashes into the speed limit board. Don't know if he would have been reset there, as the tyres will start to wear from here. But Only 15 laps to go. Will we see some undercuts between these two? Oxchilla getting very, very close to that wall and inside wall at turn 4, but he will survive. He's also under fueled, I've just noticed, so let's hope that's not bad. Let's hope it doesn't end badly for him and he runs out of fuel. That would not be ideal. So let's see if any of these guys are going to pit. So the McLaren boys have done a swap and Campbell lets Lefty by. Yeah, that works, I guess. So the first Alpine's in. It is Fat Cat into the pits along with Sammy. So where will Oxchillo come out? Are there any undercuts to be made here? Maybe on Campbell. Other than that, I don't really see it happening as Fat Cat's come out so clear ahead of them. But Oxchillo has got out ahead of Campbell Adams. Campbell, he's pushing to go for an overtake. Is he going to go for it round the outside into turn 4? There's a bit of contact made between the two. Campbell goes out wide, but they're still going to go side by side through the S section here. It's going to be very, very tight between the two. There's a little bit of contact made, but with some great racing and overall brilliant battling, it is Campbell Adams who prevails ahead. Great bit of racing there out of the pits then. Campbell Adams not messing around with Oxchillo, and Left for Dead is sizing up an overtake on Pop Top Bongo before the pit stop. He goes right round the outside and then up into second place, which will be 4th place, I'd say. Maybe 5th. We'll see, because I think he's going to come into the pits this lap. Both drivers will. He's going to take it nice and easy into the pits. Make sure not to speed. And now so does Jamie as well. So we'll see what happens between the others. Fat Cat will come out, I believe, ahead of his teammate, surely, by quite a comfortable margin. He does indeed. He's only just coming around the bend as Fat Cat. But Campbell, Sammy, Oxchillo going side by side. Very close bit of racing between these two, but Sammy will let Oxchillo be ahead as Left 4 Dead was unable. These two, Left 4 Dead and Pop Top, big undercut for these guys, but obviously the tyre advantage will pay favours for Left 4 Dead and Pop Top, I'm sure later on, along with Ryan and Jay has 10, but Jay has 10. Bit under 3.5 seconds back. We'll have a lot of work to do as Left 4 Dead and ZK battling side by side. A little bit of contact. Left 4 Dead gets a monster exit compared to ZK, and he should fly past, but I'm sure ZK will not back out of this. He doesn't even burn, and it will be the McLaren who gets past, and now up into 6th position. Where is everyone? Indeed, what now? If there's no overtakes that happen down the straight, we'll talk about what's upcoming in the Wallaby Racing League Season 10 calendar. But Pop Top Bongo will delay this message as ZK really forcing to try and stay ahead. I don't know if that was really legal or not. The angle wasn't great. Massive barging between the two. And ZK getting the elbows out to stay ahead in 7th place has cost themselves DRS though to that top 6. And Sammy has fallen out of it from his teammate. So Next week, starting this Sunday, we head to Spa-Francorchamps, the Belgian Grand Prix. Should be a great race. As always, provided us with bangers at Wallaby Racing League. Over the years, we've seen brilliant racing. Last season, we saw the brilliant battle between Left 4 Dead and Big Man Rye. If you don't remember that, you can go watch it on our Wallaby Racing League YouTube channel. All of our races have been posted, the full race replays, so you can feel free to go have a look back at any piece of history from the Wallaby Racing League. I don't even know, yeah, Wallaby Racing League history. You can go back and watch all of our races. So, there was that race there. All the tiers as well provide great racing. It was a 100% race, of course. It was the relay round, which was certainly really popular as Pop Top. Now fighting with ZK again. Once again, the elbows are out and ZK holds on. I don't think Pop Top will be able to get the move done. He'll just have to back out. But yeah, it was the relay 100% race. We did do that again this season at Silverstone, of course, round 2. And it's a very popular round. It was implemented really well, I think, the first times, and everyone loved it. So obviously we're happy open to new suggestions, and it will be interesting to see what is to come in the future. As we all know, next season, the new F1 26 DLC as part of 2025, we'll be racing on that. Meanwhile, though, Left 4 Dead is looking for it on Sammy. He pulls out to the right-hand side and he sails past the Williams, now up into the top 5 once again. So now it is a battle between the McLarens and the 2 Williams drivers for 3rd place. But yeah, Tier 2, I believe it was won by... I actually can't remember who it was won by last season. Maybe it was Kamikaze, I can't really remember. Then we had Tier 3, I don't really remember. Tier 4 I remember was a banger. Previous seasons, even from that as well. Season 8, we had the Tier 1 brilliant battle between Campbell Adams, Oxchilla and Left 4 Dead. But there's always been classics at Spa, so we will witness, I'm sure, more greatness between our drivers as we near the end of another very good season of racing here at Wallaby Racing League, as Left 4 Dead gets past Oxchillo and is flying now back up into the top 4. Will he be able to get past Campbell? These two can work together. I don't really see these guys closing in though on the top 2. They are just so far ahead in their own league. And on a day where the championship can be secured, as Campbell does wave his teammate by. So Left 4 Dead up into 3rd place. Let's see what you can do. Let's have a look. I want to look at championship. We've got 180 points. There's 2 races left. So the gap is, say, for an example, we say 100 and like 1-2s, 180 plus 35 plus 28. So I believe Campbell's got fastest lap at the moment, unless someone else does. It is actually Mousy, so let's say plus another 1. 244, and then if we minus 35, 36, 36 minus 28 minus 36 minus 28. There, it will be one today. I can confirm that. I don't mean to do that. What is that? So, as it stands, they will be the champions as Campbell Adams does get back past his teammate. The gap is pretty much the exact same as ZK. Now under pressure from Ryan Adair. He's got absolutely zero battery left. And now these drivers are all going to be battling for the final places in the top 10. It's a tight battle. Ryan did also get a penalty earlier on. Now the battle for 7th is very much on. As Oxchillo has gotten a penalty. What have you done? Track limits, catching some of the drivers out. And for Oxchillo, while he does have to save fuel, he's also got himself a 3-second penalty. That's still charging it. I don't know. Hope so. Yeah, I guess it is. So Sammy does get past his teammate. Great driving from these two. I guess I think they've just got to settle for 5th and 6th, unfortunately, as Oxchillo go past again, and the two McLarens will swap once again. I think it's going to be the same thing for the rest of this race. Oh, I don't hate to say it, but for a viewing perspective, you got two cars out in front so far ahead of everyone else. These two starting to distance themselves away, and then these two as well in their own little pack, quite far ahead of the rest of our drivers. So that's kind of been the story of this season from what I'm following. It's like, it's been close, but at the same time, also, it looks like these Alpines have just been absolutely romping everybody. I haven't really followed Tier 1 as much this season as I did last season, because I haven't been doing as much commentary. But if we look at the trend of the last races, once this ad wants to stop, we can have a look as the clones swap once more. But you have, in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races, it's all been Alpine. Only a few of the races this season have not been won by an Alpine. And that was the first race won by Left 4 Dead. The third race won by Jono. The 5th race won by Jono again. And then the 6th race won by Campbell Adams. And then since then it has just been all Alpine. So 4 races. Won by non-Alpines. And this will be the first season since season 4, I want to say. I feel like that is not wrong when I'm saying it. For the first time since season 4 that a team that isn't run by Left 4 Dead has won the Tier 1 Constructors Championship. Because Left 4 Dead wasn't a TP until season 5, and then since then he's had an 100% win rate in Tier 1 at a Constructors Championship point of view, but at the same time also Yeah, let's have a look. Season 5. Actually, that is wrong. Oh no. That is wrong. I mistake that. In Season 5, it was won by Red Bull, but Season 6 onwards, sorry. So the first time since Season 5, which is still 5 seasons ago, 3 years ago. Well, 2.5, I guess, if you want to say it. But, yeah. That just shows the dominance that Lafayette's had. And he's still leading the overalls, by the way. He can win the overalls. He can still win the overalls and then have that 100% record to his name go on. But there are 2 teams still in the hunt for that. And they are all in the top 6 at the moment. Nothing can separate these guys, these top 3 teams at the moment in the overalls. But it's mainly Alpine and McLaren all the way to the checkered flag at the end of the season. So we will see how it turns out. That's for sure. As it is very exciting because as it stands, I believe it is... Yeah, McLaren have that lead by solid amount of points. They've got a lot of podiums compared to their wins. But yeah, Williams dropping back a little bit more. But McLaren still have that lead. We're still yet to have the results for tiers 3, 2, and 1. I believe tier 4 have had their results. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Tier 4 have not had their results. So no one's had their results yet, but this is obviously from the end of last round. So we will see. Not many laps to go in this race. Bit of a quieter one. As you can see, these McLarens really spreading out that gap to the Williams. As we now look to the fight. Back for P8 as there's contact between ZK and Ryan. They are 5 seconds behind Pop Top, so Pop Top's really eked out that gap. Closing in on the Williams, but will he be able to get close enough before the end of the race? As ZK falling back further into the clutches of his teammate JS10. But obviously with the penalty, ZK will be ahead of Ryan. So 3 laps to go. Once Fat Cat crosses the line. Is now Lefferdead and Campbell Adams fighting with each other. Campbell will have a look on the inside. The outside turns into the inside, but for Lefferdead on the outside, these two going wheel to wheel again. No risks needed, but some great racing between the two. And with Bit of contact on the wall, I think, from Campbell. Could be a 10th win. I've just realised for Fat Cat, which would join him alongside Andy H, Broadstar, Car Gamer, and Scotty Mack as 10-time race winners of Wallaby Racing League. So a pretty impressive feat for him if he can get into that. He crosses the line and wins this race. Obviously, you've got Zervink's Magic Shot, round 97, and then Left 4 Dead ahead of him. But 10 wins is quite impressive when you look at the stats compared to a lot of the drivers who have won at Wallaby. Mostly 3-time, 2-time, 1-time, or even like 4 or 5-time winners. But not many have won more than that. So to be 10 or more, it's a very impressive feat. And Cooper is chucking on the softs. Gonna see what he can do with that fastest lap. Time of a 29.1. He's quite a bit off, but with a good enough lap, he can get there. So let's cheer on Cooper the Bot to get the fastest lap of the race as we start the final lap here at Jeddah to conclude another exciting round of Wallaby in the Season 10. However, Oxchilla might want to pick up the pace a bit here as Pop Top can get within the 3-second window here on this last lap and maybe get himself a P6. Which I've been at turn 4. Well, we'll see his lap when everyone crosses the line, so let's see. ZK versus Ryan Adair once again. Ryan goes deep, tries to cut back in, and unfortunately for him, ZK does go by and ahead on track. The Red Bull driver is back ahead and up into 8th place. I'm sure JS10 will want to get him as well, but don't think that will do. But out in front, it's been another perfect race for these two boys in pink and blue. Not a perfect season, but for a team that is yet to dethrone Left 4 Dead's Tier 1 team in Wallaby Racing League history. For the first time since Season 4, it will be done, and it's the championship lead for Fat Cat, who wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Meowsy second. It's a 1-2 for Alpine, which gives them the Constructors' Championship in Tier 1. Well done, Alpine, and is very much on between these two in the Drivers' Championship. Left 4 Dead will take 3rd place. Another podium for him. It is Campbell 4th, 5th for Sammy, 6th for Oxchillo. And meanwhile, it's an absolute battle and a half here between Jay Hastan, ZK, and Ryan Adair. Will ZK be able to get it? It's going to be close to the line, but it is Jay Hastan ahead of ZK. I did not quite see that. Great racing throughout the race between these three. So hats off to them. As we now watch Cooper the Bot absolutely fly through the final sector here. This is the fastest lap here. This is going to be a world record lap for Cooper. He doesn't have enough battery left. I think he's burnt it all in the first I don't think he's going to be enough to get fastest lap, but still a very valiant effort for him. Oh, he did! He got it! Oh, brilliant from Cooper. And he will get the extra point for it as well. So he snags that point off Meowsy, I believe, who had it. So great job to Cooper the bot, who takes that fastest lap. And I'm getting constant pings left, right, and center. So there's our results. Fat Cat wins from Meowsy in second, then third, Left 4 Dead, Campbell Adams fourth. Fifth for Sammy, sixth Rox Chillo, seventh for Pop Top Bongo, eighth for JS10, ninth for ZK, 10th for Ryan Adair, and 11th for Cooper the Bot. Okay, who is pinging me so much? Do we know what that is? Or is it just... Oh, that's why. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But that's the race. Everybody... Oh, it was close as well for fastest lap. Good job, Cooper. Who takes it by 21 thousandths of a second. And that is the race, Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for Tier 1. We thank you all very much for watching. And we will see you on Sunday night for round 13. The penultimate round where Tier 4 will light up the Belgian Grand Prix. We shall see you then.